If you're one of those people who quickly pushes their grocery cart past the Brussels sprouts in the produce department at the grocery store, I'm here to tell you to just slow down and give them a try. You will be so pleasantly surprised because there's a couple of ways you can prepare them that makes them just magnificent. They're just delicious. Now, when you're in the store shopping for Brussels sprouts, if you can, kind of feel them. Pick one up, see what it feels like. It should be a little bit heavy for its size, and avoid the ones that have a lot of yellow leaves on the outside because those won't be the freshest. And once you get them home and you're ready to prepare them, rinse them real well. I mean, Brussels sprouts are pretty clean because they grow above ground on this big, thick stalk that grows up out of the ground. So they won't be real dirty, but it's good to give them a nice little rinse and then just pull off any loose leaves that might be on the outside and take a knife and just give a little trim to the stem end because it just is a little bit brown. Now, there's two ways that I really love to prepare Brussels sprouts, and one is to shred them up and toss them into a stir fry. They're delicious that way. So all I do for that is take my Brussels sprout and with a chef's knife, I cut it in half lengthwise and then put them cut side down on my board and just make nice thin slices to form little ribbons. Another favorite way is to roast them, and that's probably the easiest way to prepare Brussels sprouts. So after you've trimmed them, you've taken off the loose leaves on the outside, you can put them in a bowl with some olive oil, but you can see that some are really small and some are really large, meaning they'll cook at a different rate, and so they won't all be done at the same time if you leave them this size. So because I've got some small ones in here, I'm going to cut the rest of them in half so that they'll all get done at about the same time. Now, I've got my Brussels sprouts in a bowl, and I'm going to drizzle them with a little bit of olive oil. And a good rule of thumb is about a tablespoon of olive oil for 2 cups of Brussels sprouts. But really, all you need to do is make sure that you have enough olive oil so that all of the sprouts can be completely coated with the oil. And I'll add a little bit of fresh ground pepper and a little bit of salt, and that's really all you need. Now, because I don't like to spend a lot of time washing dishes, and I don't like, dishes that get a real mess in the bottom when they've had things roasting in them, I like to line it with some aluminum foil first, and it makes cleanup a breeze. Just make sure that your baking dish is the right size so that you have just a single layer of Brussels sprouts. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit more salt over them. And now, just like any vegetable that you roast, you'll find that they'll just get nice and brown on the outside, and they'll almost be like eating French fries. Believe me, you might need to add a little extra salt, but Brussels sprouts are delicious. And you can go to our website. I'll have the directions for making these roasted Brussels sprouts. I'm Sue Doden, bringing you good food for good life 365.